Channel. No place on Earth has better weather.
All right, what's cooking in the tropics? Claudette continues to, I guess, get a little cool here as it weakens, moving off to the northeast now. 36.5 north, 66.0 west. It's about 540 miles east of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And notice the speed and movement. We're talking cruising east at about 18 miles an hour. And notice the pressure. That was from the Hurricane Hunter aircraft earlier today, estimated at about 1,009 millibars. Well, there goes Claudette, heading into the setting sun, just kind of riding off into the sunset. And probably by this time tomorrow, we won't be worried about it at all. You can see a little flare up to the north and a little flare up toward the south, but this system's really never gotten its act together. It was always undergoing some type of shear, either from the south or from the north, and now it's getting two shears. It's getting the shear from the high pressure over the northeast and also the low pressure to the south. So it's getting kind of a slicing or a crossing effect. You will notice quite a bit of cloudiness and shower activity across South Florida and out into the southwestern Atlantic. This is associated with a broad area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Nothing's developing here yet. However, this is how some of these systems get started. They start out as what we call cold core systems, where the temperatures decrease, and they turn into tropical systems, where the temperatures increase in height. And you'll notice a lot of thunderstorm activity if that and when that is occurring. But right now, nothing concentrated in one area. Plus,
the Weather Channel. No place on Earth has better weather.
Activities are on the increase here in the tropics, both Atlantic and Pacific. Hi, I'm Dave Schwartz at 10 before the hour. Tropical depression Claudette is a tropical depression. Yesterday when I spoke with you, it was a tropical storm. Now the winds are down, according to the latest advisory, to 35 miles per hour, even though tropical storm force winds were found by the Hurricane Hunter reconnaissance plane earlier today. It's kind of a moot point either way, because our tropical depression is moving away from the United States, and it is safely to the north of Bermuda. So fortunately, it just went right in between Bermuda and the United States with very little impact on either country. Center of the circulation, 36.5 north, 66.0 west, or 540 miles east of Cape Hatteras. The movement east at 18 miles per hour, it's making a hasty retreat away from the United States. And, well, it's almost hard to find anymore. The center of the circulation in here somewhere, but the shower activity really is dying down here tonight. And that leaves us with just a beautiful beach day from New Jersey down to Rehoboth, Virginia Beach, right down toward Wilmington. And out here, we're encountering some of the clouds in the circulation around low pressure at the upper levels of the atmosphere, which actually helped to shear our tropical storm apart. Some shear from the southeast earlier, and this upper level low has, well, it's caused some big thunderstorms in Florida, as is typical. You get an upper level low this time of year when it's so warm and humid here at the surface. An upper low also implies cooler air aloft.
Weather Channel. No place on Earth has better weather.
Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. We're at about 10 minutes before the hour, time for our tropical update, and we have been following the progress of Claudette over the last several days, and Claudette is now a tropical depression. Never made it to hurricane status. It made it to tropical storm status, but has now gone back down to being a tropical depression. Top winds as of 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, 35 miles an hour. It continues to move to the east at about 18 miles an hour, and one way you can be sure that it's getting pretty far from the U.S. coast is notice how the position is referenced. No longer off of Cape Hatteras, which is what we were reporting earlier, but now it's being reported as off of Sable Island, Nova Scotia. 580 miles south-southwest is the center of circulation. It's going to continue moving eastward, not a threat to any land, and so Claudette is pretty much out of the picture. In fact, it is almost out of the picture on this satellite. You can see a little bit of convection, a little bit of thunderstorm activity starting to fire up again, and it will fluctuate as it wanders over different sea surface temperatures. Tropical systems like warm ocean water for development, and so as it wanders over the different temperatures, it could flare up a little bit and then die down, but it is expected to dissipate over the next 24 to 36 hours. The rest of the East Coast looking pretty quiet. Now, as we move into the Gulf of Mexico,